Well, anyway, I'm going to get this thing started. I'm going to bring this, it's now 5 o'clock. Pickens County Board of Commissioners will have a call meeting for the purpose described below on Thursday, May 7th, 2020 at 5 p.m. in Suite 168 of the Administration Office Building located at 1266 East Church Street. That being said, number one, we're going to call to order. Number two, we're going to conduct a public hearing to field and answer any questions regarding the financing of the recycling center. The facility will be financed pursuant to an installment sale agreement between ACCG, which is Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, and Pickens County. At this time, I'm going to turn over to Mr. Landrum, and if you will, we're going to take it from there, and then we'll go to Ms. Harvey if she needs to explain some of that.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Basically, how this works is the county transfers ownership to the Association of County Commissioners. They then become the borrower. There's an installment lease agreement that the county and the ACCG sign that obligates the county to reimburse ACCG for those for lease payments, which are mirrored in the debt instrument to be the same as the debt payment. At the end of the term, when the debt is paid in full, ACCG is then required to transfer the property back to the county to do what they need to do with it. County is in control of the property. The county is responsible for the maintenance of the property and anything else associated with it. I'll let Ms. Harvey go on about we put out for bids for the lender, and I'll let her go into detail about the terms of that.
Okay.
That debt.
We did send RFQs out for bids for interest rate on this this lease, and we received 2 bids. One from the Farmers Bank. They're in Greensboro, Georgia, and they have a fixed 10-year rate of 2.175% interest. Their terms were the note can be prepaid in part or in full at any time with no prepayment penalty, and they will charge no bank counsel fees. The other bid that we got was from BB&T, or now they're called Truist Bank, and that was 10 years also. Their interest rate is 2.28%, and their legal review fee is $5,000. Their interest rate was slightly higher, and we could prepay in full, but not in part on their lease. So after Phil and I and the bond counsel talked last Thursday, we gave a verbal award to the Farmers Bank in Greensboro, and the rate is 2.175.
And just to let the public know, this is things that have been done in the past in Pickens County. Back when we built the jail for the Sheriff's Department, back during Billy Newton's administration, the jail was financed under ACCG lease after I took office, because financing wasn't set in place at that time. The courthouse was financed under this, as well as, let's see, we've done quite a few ACCG leases over the period.
I know the community center was an ACCG lease, but I don't think the courthouse.
No, the courthouse was splossed.
Courthouse was splossed, that is correct.
This, you can use SPOS money to
pay this
lease
back,
payments,
that's correct.
But there was and I believe the jail also was voter approved debt.
It was voter approved debt, but there was no.
That was a bond issuance.
Yeah.
Wasn't
a loan set up front.
This does not require voter approval.
Correct.
But that's why you have to go through ACCG, because they are defined as a borrower under the state statute, and because the debt will be for more than 1 year. The county can terminate it with ACCG at the end of a fiscal year, like they're allowed to, but that's why ACCG serves as the borrower.
Jerry, you got any questions on that?
But like you said, we have used this debt vehicle many times in the past, and it has worked quite well.
Ms. Denny, you got any questions on that?
No, I couldn't hear Faye that well, but I talked with her earlier and made some notes. The interest rate we got from farmers through ACCG, was that 2.175?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, farmers, I'm reading it right here. Fixed term at 2.175 for farmers.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So what's the total amount for 1.5?
2.175.
2.175.
So what that
No,
does,
I'm talking about money-wise. 1.5, what, I mean, I know what the interest rate, how much?
no,
we're
that's
borrowing.
that's the loan amount.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just-
2.175.
So it's to reimburse the general fund for the purchase of the property, and then in
If the
addition,
property was 1.5 million,
I can't remember what the exact purchase price is.
1.4, wasn't it, John? Yeah.
And
1.3, right at
And you
1.3.
also-
what's the other?
And then with the new equipment and all going in.
So it's also allowing for the improvements to the property as well as equipment needed to run it.
New bailers. Gentleman sitting right there is gonna operate this system here. Kenny, good to see you here. Thank you very much. Any further questions? None being, I'm gonna go ahead and, we don't need a vote.
No, you don't.
Don't need to move second on that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 5:15. Pickens County Board of Commissioners will have a call meeting for the purpose described below at 5:15 on Thursday, May the 7th at 2020 in Suite 168 of the Administrative Office Building located at 1266 East Church Street. And at this time, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Item 1, number 2, is consider the adoption of a resolution authorizing the chairman to sign the Installment Sale Agreement between ACCG and Pickens County for the recycling facility. Mr. Landon, you want to speak to that, or is not a whole lot to do, is it?
Nothing more than what we already talked about.
That covers it. I need, Ms. Denny, Mr. Barnes, I need a move in a second to go ahead and authorize myself as chairman to sign this installment agreement between ACCG and Pickens County for the recycling facility.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move from Mr. Barnes and a second from Ms. Denny. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That has been approved. That brings us down to item number 3, the approved budget amendments for recycling in the roads. Ms. Denny, I'm sorry. Ms. Harvey, I'm gonna turn that over to you.
Okay, thank you, and Becky has a copy of.
Yeah, Becky's got a copy of it.
For today. So what we're wanting to do is recognize the revenues from this, from the 2.175 million lease, or bond issue for the recycle center. We're also gonna recognize additional landfill fees for recycle that we have found out just this week that we'll be collecting this year. That's $135,000. And then recognize the amounts from the lease that y'all approved previously in February.
Mhm.
So that the proceeds from the lease for the road is $43,589. For recycle is from the capital lease is $34,645. And for the water department is $86,766. For a total, for all those amounts are total to $2,475,000. On the expenditure side, $2,319,899 goes to adjust the recycle general fund budget for the expenditures. The road department for a vehicle, $43,589. Water department, that was 2 skid steers, I think.
Yeah.
$86,766. And then with the addition of that $135,000, we have money left over to increase the contingency budget line of $24,746. So the contingency line now is $218,467.
All right. Ms. Denny, you got any questions to that?
What was the total on the contingency line?
What did I write that down?
218.
218,467, wasn't it?
Yes, 218,467.
Yeah.
Becky, that should be on the last page that I sent you, at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, I just wanted to make sure that was what, the one I was looking for.
Okay.
No, everything's, I've looked it over this afternoon and, it looks good to me.
Mr. Barnes, you need, any questions on that?
No, it's fine.
So you're asking for a move and a second to approve those amendments to the budgets for those two particular departments? I need a move and a second to approve those budget amendments for those, for the recycling and the road department, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion?
Is that from the?
None being, all that in favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That is done. All right, that brings us down to an adjournment. Mitch, you got a question?
Well, I'm just trying to, I'm not the smartest one on the block here, but I'm just trying to figure out what happened. I mean, you know, y'all approved the loan for like 2.14.
Right.
Right. And then, so something was added in, there was a vehicle bought. What was?
You're down here, there's two things going on here. You had item 2, that was considering the adoption of resolution authorizing chairman to sign the sale agreement between ACCG. We've got that laid aside.
Right, that's the money we borrowed.
This other one was approved the budget amendments for the recycling and the roads. And the roads is the road department and the budgets thereof. Faye, you want to?
Yeah, and Mitch, that was, I believe it was in the February meeting where y'all approved the capital lease from BB&T for the road, that paving equipment and for the
I remember
water.
something paving equipment in the past, so.
Yes, well, they're just now approving this budget amendment to recognize that revenue from that lease in February. That was part of
I'm
this.
still confused, but.
Well, what you
Well, wait a
got?
minute, okay, you said there's some extra revenue from the
Oh,
the
from,
recycling
from the
thing, and
landfill?
then there's revenue
From the
road
landfill.
department.
That's from the landfill.
the increase in the landfill fees for the recycle is $135,000. And that came about from that inert recycle, or inert landfill.
In our landfill up there at
Off
Whitestone.
of- At Whitestone, yeah. That changed ownership, I think, within the past year or so, and the new owner had not paid the fees that he's supposed to pay that goes along with his permitting. Is that correct, Justin?
What was happening, they pay approximately, what, $30,000 a month
They pay,
or somewhere thereabout?
they pay $1 a ton.
Yeah.
for-
And what happened while they were selling it from the previous owner to the new owner, there's about a 4 to 6 month leeway that nobody paid that tonnage cost, even though it was documented, nobody had paid it. So now they're going back and paying it and making the debt, correcting the debt. So that would be a revenue,
I think it was longer than that.
well, it could have been.
I think it was most of 2019. And the gentleman,
Well,
I think he owes like
Yeah, it is.
$130,000 or something, and he's agreed to pay
Yeah.
$25,000.
It was 180,000, 160,000, wasn't it?
133, I think.
Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
something else.
Um,
My memory's certainly
But
correct.
there's an agreement where he's agreed to pay $25,000 a month. So that, on that line for recycle, we had only budgeted $20,000 because we hadn't received that money in 2019, so we
Right.
didn't budget that revenue. So that's just bringing that revenue in, so to recognize the revenue for the landfill. It was not on the current
Here's
budget.
Anyway,
Sorry.
because I remember back when y'all did the road thing, I thought it was a backhoe y'all were getting, but it's 2 stick steers and a truck.
Yeah, and part of that was
For the water.
Well, for the water.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, now that's all the questions I
Okay.
got.
but that's what's going on. Yeah, the landfill up there on the Pickens County line up there at Whitestone, the inert landfill up there,
Right.
that's where this money's coming from. It's a privately owned entity. They were supposed to be paying so much per ton, dollar a ton, what'd they?
Yeah.
And and they were going through changes of ownership that's got put on the back burner. We got it all back up to speed. Any other Questions?
What about, do you know, Rob, the thing they did, Commissioner, on Wednesday when they did the test, is that the 1 to 4 day they'll get the results from the drive-by COVID testing that they
She
did?
said 48 hours.
48 hours.
48 hours, so
Yeah.
they already, should already know by now.
That was the one at Mount Zion that we had Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
said it
curious.
was after, we all know about tomorrow.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
that'd be interesting to know.
They're bouncing anywhere from 48 hours to 72 to probably be Monday or Tuesday next week, depending on how, whatever
Falls on a
the
weekend.
labs are doing. But, there was, how many did you wind up testing that?
37.
37. 37,
Pretty good for the first time.
yeah. And they're going to do it again next Wednesday from 9 to 11. Hopefully everybody call and get them a number. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good weekend. Y'all stay safe, and this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.